Hello, welcome to episode 362 of the Casual Try Hard podcast. I'm Brian,
And I'm James.
and now we're going to talk about mechanics for real, with like actual like Wizards approved rulings and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know that we got anything wrong last week, but we definitely didn't have all the information either. So we're going to go back over now that we have the actual article and talk about what's upcoming.
And there are way more mechanics than we initially thought.
Yeah.
So we are, I think this Friday ends spoiler or whatever pre-release
Pre-release
season or
is this
whatever.
Friday?
Not pre-release. No, but end spoiler season.
Oh, okay. So next week will be streamer event, and then the week after will be...
Something like that. I think
Yeah.
on the 18th is pre-release.
Okay.
Um, but so this is the time to start getting cards in.
It is. And if
So,
people
like-
wanted to give us cards to talk about, where would they do that?
They'd go to Facebook. Mainly, people go to Discord.
Yep.
Hit us up on Twitter, X, Blue Sky, email. All those links are in the description. Say hey and let us know what's up.
Yeah.
What you want us to talk about.
And if there's cards, you can put them there as well, so that
Yes.
we know what cards you guys want to hear about. If you want to support the show while we're in our intro here, you can do so via our Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Patrons get access to my show notes, so you kind of get a sneak peek about what the episode's going to be about. And they also get access to roughly another hour of content out of us every week in the form of our unshow. We need some time to make sure everything is recording the way it's supposed to, and to catch up because we don't talk nearly as often as we used to. So we do that for about an hour before every show and record it and slam it out there for our patrons. Completely unscripted, unedited, uneverythinged, hence the unshow. If you're interested in that, or if you just want to support the show, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. We would appreciate it.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of mechanics now.
Mm-hmm.
We were pretty good with some of these.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're gonna go through some of the ones we went over last time and some new ones.
Yep.
So the first one is prepare,
Mm-hmm.
which is noted here is a little bit more complex than we talked about it last week.
It definitely is.
This is a big paragraph.
Yep.
All right. So the preparation. So our we have our example card here is Studious First Year. It's a green for a 1/1 bear wizard, and this creature enters prepared. And the reminder text is, while it's prepared, you may cast a copy of its spell. Doing so unprepares it.
Mm-hmm.
And its spell is Rampant Growth,
Yep.
a sorcery for 1 of the green. Search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped.
So, just by kind of looking at the spoilers, a lot of these are just actual spells.
Yes, they are the names of
Yep.
OG spells that are too powerful to just be printed.
Well,
On the
there's
road.
also some that aren't OG, but
Yes.
even the ones that aren't OG are actual spells, though, right?
What do you mean by actual spells?
Like there is a card called whatever the spell for this is.
Oh, there is for all of them?
I think so. I guess I don't know that
Um,
for sure. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I thought there was.
I thought there was like a blue-green one that I was like, that's close, but like
Yep. Brainstorm.
there's
Lightning
there's a white
Bolt.
one. There's Scroll Boost is a white one. That's
Okay.
not a spell, I don't think.
Unless it's in this set.
Yeah, maybe. Or it hasn't been spoiled yet. There's Aqueous
Aria.
Aria.
Yeah.
So they're
All right.
I
maybe
think the
they're not.
ones that are higher rarity, like all the mythics seem like they are like a spell that existed.
Yeah.
And then there's like Wheel of Fortune in the commander thing, in the commander product
Okay.
on a creature, but then there's also Restore Relic, which I don't think is a spell. So they're not all.
Okay.
But anyway,
Anyway.
so this guy comes in and he is prepared.
Yep.
So that means he is prepared to cast the spell that is attached to him.
Right.
So then there are other ones that come in not prepared. So I'm going to just read the block of text here to make sure I don't mess this up.
Okay.
All right. So So it gives us you get famous spells or from the past or soon to be famous spells from the present. Each preparation has a 2-part frame, so it like the
Adventure.
like we yeah, it's all for adventures. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, or omen, I guess. So no matter where a preparation card is, it has the characteristics of the creature.
So it's
So you
it's never
can't.
the spell. It's always just the creature, whether it's in your
So
library, your hand, your graveyard.
yeah, so it can't be to rest.
Yep.
They're like, I guess that's different than adventures because there was like there's some commander that got printed in Modern Horizons 3 that like lets you cast. You can target the adventure and then cast the creature.
Okay.
Like it lets you recast the spell, but this apparently is always a creature.
Right.
Right. So if a creature with prepare spell becomes prepared, a copy of its prepared spell appears in exile.
Mm-hmm.
This copy stays there until one of 3 things happen. 1, you cast it. 2, the prepared creature leaves the battlefield. 3, the prepared creature becomes unprepared. There are some cards that make this happen. So there is a card that is like prepare a creature
Or
or unprepare a creature. So if either of the last 2 things happen and you haven't cast a copy of the prepared spell from exile yet, the copy disappears and ceases to exist. Casting the copy of the prepared spell works just like casting any other spell. You have to pay its cost. You have to follow the timing rules and put in place by its card type. If you control a prepared creature and another player gains control of it, the player who controls the prepared creature is the one who can now cast the copy of the prepare spell from exile.
Whew.
This feels like Conjuring, but with like extra steps, like the arena mechanic.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
if this creature comes into play,
Yeah.
conjure a copy of thing.
Yeah.
So like our studious first cheer here is like when I come into play, conjure a copy of rampant growth
Yeah.
in your exile zone.
And if I'm able to cast it, you can cast it. If I'm not able to cast it, you can't cast it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I guess the spell doesn't exist in exile until it's prepared.
Right. Well,
So like
I mean, technically,
yeah.
the card doesn't exist in exile anyway.
From a rules point of view, it exists when it's prepared.
Well,
right?
it can't though, right?
What do you mean?
Well, from a rules perspective, it can't exist in exile. What would it be? A token? A token can't exist in exile.
It just says a copy of its prepare spell appears in exile. So it appears in exile. Like, so it's like a game object that hangs out in exile. Right?
But only actual cards can be in exile, though.
Again, I did.
It works on Arena, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know if they have rewritten that rule,
Yeah.
but like it does. So on one, like you can't interact with the spell
Yeah.
in exile, much like an emblem.
Right.
But since you can like make it go away or become uncastable by fiddling with the creature,
Yeah.
it kind of gets around the like you can't like interact with it
Yeah.
because you just interact with the creature. So there are, so that doesn't go into anything about how you prepare a creature. So
Because that depends on the card, right? Like this card
Yes.
can't get prepared.
So I think creatures either enter prepared or unprepared.
Yep.
And then the unprepared creatures have a cost associated with preparing them. Some are like exile cards from your graveyard. Some are untapped creatures. Some are like cast 3 spells. They're all different, and then
Yeah.
you like hit the like I am prepared stage of things.
Okay.
So it just kind of depends. But it is weird that they're like a copy of the spell exists in exile.
Yeah, that's very strange.
but I guess that allows them to say, like, this creature, like, our studious first year here, the card Rampant Growth never, like, that spell never exists on this creature,
Right.
which is why it's always the creature,
Mm-hmm.
because that text on some level is not there.
It's just reminder text for the spell that's going to be in exile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, like, you can't, like, target Rampant Growth with something that cares about a sorcery when it's in your graveyard,
Yeah.
because it's not a sorcery.
Yeah.
Right? It's just reminder text for, like, they could have done, like, this creature enters prepared, whatever. They can't say conjure, but, like, conjure a copy of Rampant Growth into the exile zone.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is a weird thing to say, like, now exile gets spells put in it.
Yeah. Very strange. So I wonder, like, can they be processed then?
Oh, like, taken out of exile. But they're not a card. Because a copy of the spell, but not the card.
That's so it doesn't.
So, like,
Like,
now you've got
way
this,
up here.
You got this. You've got a spell in exile that is not tied to a card.
Right.
Yeah. So then, like, things that, like, whatever, pull from whatever,
Yeah.
pull from eternity, can't pull it from exile into the graveyard because it's not a physical game object.
Yeah.
It is like the concept of Rampant Growth exists in the exile zone.
Yeah.
And you can use the concept, but you can't pull that concept into reality. It's weird. This is another one that just reads like, hey man, Arena will handle it, like you said. It works on Arena, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
We're good here.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. Next up, we have the 5 mechanics that represent the schools. I'm assuming that this is also going to be limited archetypes.
Probably.
So I don't know if there'll be a limited archetype episode. We'll have to see once the spoilers are all done if it's worth talking about or if we're just going to talk about it here when we talk about the mechanics. The first one is Repartee. This is the Silver Quill mechanic. It's pretty straightforward. I think we nailed it exactly what it says last week. The example card here is, oh boy, what's that? Consolator? Consolator's Duelist is a white, black. It's a 4/3 core warlock. And it has, when this creature enters, draw a card. Each player loses 1 life. And Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, exile up to 1 target creature, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. And that's basically what it does. Repartee cares about you targeting creatures with an instant or sorcery spell.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you target your creature or not. It just wants you to target a creature.
Yep.
So, like, as a limited archetype, this can be tricky because, right, oftentimes you want to be 15, 16, 17 creatures.
Yeah, just a handful of other cards.
Yeah, just a handful of other cards. This says, like, maybe you want to be, like, 13 or 14 creatures.
Well, doesn't Prepare kind of play into this, though?
There are some prepare things that target
Yeah.
creatures, so that could be it as well. Like, you have creatures, but they also get to give you a spell. So that's a good point. But, like, these kind of mechanics can be hard where if you take too many creatures, not counting prepare, then they don't do anything.
Right.
And if you take too many spells that want you to have creatures and then you don't draw creatures, those spells don't do anything.
That's the Boggles problem.
Yeah, it is.
Half your deck
Right.
is dudes and half your deck is pants.
And if you draw all pants and no dudes, no fun.
Right. And if you draw all dudes and no pants, Also not fun.
Also no fun.
That is a bad party.
Yes. Worst kind of sausage party. So, like, I think that is a really good point that, like, the prepared things, like, we talked about going through the spells. There was the white guy that actually I think is pretty good.
Yeah.
The Spirit Call Enthusiast, that, like, when a token enters, it becomes prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And you have one in a white, one or two target creatures get +2/+2.
Yeah.
Like, that is seemingly an easy to prepare creature.
Mm-hmm.
And it does, like, let you target something repeatedly.
Yep.
We talked about in the pre-show, Daydream, that has flashback, that lets you target a creature twice.
Yep.
So, like, you could have 5 spells, but if you have a couple flashback things, you effectively have 7 or 8 triggers for your ability.
Yeah, it's also a couple of these mentioned, but I didn't put it in the show notes because I assumed it was kind of common knowledge or whatever. But if you have multiple repartee abilities go off, you can stack them however you want.
Okay.
And they will resolve before the spell will. So specifically with your blink spell, the repartee will resolve before the creature gets blinked.
Gotcha. So then, like, you could even, like, reset a creature that would have been, like, prepared.
Yep.
That would have entered prepared or whatever.
Yep.
To, like, get another thing. Okay.
Yep.
That is good to note. Yeah, like, it seems straightforward, and I think, again, just to reiterate, you don't have to target your own creature. So, like, your removal spells can also get you
Repartee.
like additional triggers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Move on to Prismari.
Okay, what do we got going on with Prismari here? We've got Opus. Opa. So this is Color Storm Stallion. It is 1 blue-red for an elemental horse. It's a 3/3. It has Ward 1 and Haste. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, create a token that's a copy of this creature.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep. So the ability word Opus highlights a triggered ability that triggers whenever you cast an instant or sorcery. Each Opus ability has an additional effect and an additional or alternative effect if you spent 5 or more mana to cast the spell. Opus abilities will consider all mana you spent on the spell, not only mana that went towards the mana cost. So if you have a spell with additional costs, that mana counts.
So, like, Thalia attacks would count towards Opus.
Yes. And it won't count mana you may have spent outside of casting the spell, though such mana spent on ward cost to ensure the spell wasn't countered.
Right, because Ward's like an extra triggered ability. But, like, Kicker would count, though, because it's an additional cost.
And it's not mana value.
Right.
It is mana spent. So if you have a card that has that costs 1 mana but has a flashback of 5,
that counts.
the flashback counts for the 5.
Yep.
So there's a lot of these that feel like that are like gets +1/+1 that feels very like prowessy.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do like a bigger thing.
Right. Super
so they're
prowess.
they're not all prowess feeling, where it's like a small bonus, but there are a lot of them.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that they've given a lot of rares as the like examples for these. They don't usually do that.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Like, you're not going to see this card very much.
Yeah.
Enjoy. So what they've done is they've kind of done the Final Fantasy thing.
Okay.
Where, right, we talked about last week about, well, the reason Final Fantasy worked was they had a lot of, like, equipment that, like, counted as creatures.
Yeah.
Here, there's, like, Muse's Encouragement. It's 4 and a blue for an instant. Make a 3/3 blue and red elemental.
Gotcha.
And Surveil 2.
Yep.
So, like, and then there's Campus Composer. We talked about Aqueous Aria, but it's like 3 and a blue for a 3/4. It enters prepared, and then its spell is Aqueous Aria, 4 and a blue. Create a 3/3 blue and red elemental creature token with flying.
Yeah.
So they've like stapled a lot of like 5 mana
Make a creature.
make a creature spells. Like I just found 2 in blue like super fast.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and like the big red removal spell, like this one's uncommon, but like it's 3 red,
Yep.
deal 6 damage to a creature, or do something else, or make an elemental token.
Yeah.
So like they've done a lot of the like, hey, we're gonna give you a spell that makes a creature, so your deck is not just like non-functional.
Yep.
Like we are gonna make your deck work
Mm-hmm.
because we have designed it that way that it
Yeah.
has to work. It's like, oh, okay, thank you for your assistance in this matter.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Wizards.
Yeah, thank you. But there's a lot of spells that make creatures. Like there's a lot of blue-green spells that make fractals.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, you know, they've tried to like have your back.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, we've had this mechanic like within the last year, basically.
Yeah.
Right. We had spells 4 or greater matter. Now it's spells 5 or greater matter.
Mm-hmm. It's nice that
So-
it gives you like a lesser bonus also, though.
Mm-hmm. That like when you do something cheap, it also
Yeah.
like,
So you don't feel awful about playing it early or whatever.
and it kind of greases the wheels as well.
Yeah.
Right. Like you get to like stabilize and do stuff, and then you're like, oh hey, now I get to like do the big thing.
Yep.
Now that I've got to this point of the game.
Yep.
Okay.
Next up is Infusion. This is the Witherbloom mechanic. The example card here is Old Growth Educator. 2 black-green for a 4/4 Treefolk Druid. It has Vigilance and Reach, and Infusion. When this creature enters, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it if you gained life this turn. So Infusion is an ability word that cares about gaining life. The effects will be different. The part of this card that is Infusion is that if you gained life this turn. So if you gained life, something will happen. In this case, it enters with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Kind of, I mean, it works the way you would expect it to. I guess the only kind of weird, tricky bit is the act of gaining life is what matters, not life total. So
Yeah.
if you start the turn at 10 life and you gain 1 life and then you lose 3 life, you have still gained life even though you're at a lower life total.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Like this can be tricky because you don't often get to just gain life for free.
right.
Like there are pests that show up in a few places in the set, the creatures that die and make and have you gain a life.
Yeah.
But oftentimes you are having to pay mana for the life
Right.
in some way, shape, or form. So like that almost like can tack on like an extra like tax.
Yeah.
Especially on like there's some spells that are like I do a thing, and then if you gain life, like kick or gain life,
Mm-hmm.
I do a bigger thing.
Yeah.
Like those all just end up costing like extra mana
Yeah.
on some level to
The
get the extra thing.
mechanics like this tend to work better when you can build an engine
Mhm.
instead of like just have it like a 1-off or 2-off effect. Like Opus could definitely be a mechanic that you have 1 Opus card in your deck and like it does a big flashy thing when you do it, right?
Yeah, or you have like 5 or 6 Opus cards, but like you're gonna trigger them like twice
Yeah.
in the game.
Yep.
But those 2 triggers are gonna be like really important.
Yeah. Repartee you're kind of going to do as you're playing a game, you're going to be interacting with creatures, so that's like pretty trivial to trigger. Something like this Infusion where like you have to set up an engine to gain life and then that makes your cards better. like a soul sister kind of thing, where like just playing the game is going to gain you life to trigger this stuff. I think is closer to where you want to be. I would imagine there's going to be some sort of soul sister in this archetype.
Yeah, probably. Like, what's weird is we had a green soul sister in the last set.
Yeah.
There is Bogwater Lumerit, and he is black green for a 2/2. Whenever this creature or another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life.
Yeah.
So it's like a 2 mana soul sister, but it is doing the soul sistery thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so
I think that's how this archetype's going to function, though. Like if you have to burn a card from your hand and an amount of mana to trigger infusion, I don't think it's going to be worth it.
So here's the question, and maybe like I should look at our like little list, our instructions here. Is so for this, if you have the Soul Sister out, right? When this card enters, put 2+1 counters on it if you gain life this turn. So this would the trigger go on the stack and then look to see if you gain life, or would you have to gain life before it hit the battlefield?
Unclear.
Okay. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like, I know that, like, the, if you gain, like, the if is doing some sort of work.
Yeah.
But I don't know offhand.
I'll let you know
But
when
it's
it's on
just-
Arena.
Exactly. But, like, if you can play the Soul Warden and then play this.
Yeah.
And then it gains
trigger
2 counters.
itself.
Yeah, that's way better than not being able to. There's some that are like, you know, when you gain life, put a counter on this or do a thing. And that's like, okay, I play it, the Soul Sister goes off, I gain a life, it's a Johnny's Pride Mate.
Yeah.
But this, because when it enters, maybe it doesn't because it enters with the counters.
Well, it doesn't enter with the counters. They changed enters the battlefield. They don't say the battlefield anymore. They just say enters.
Enters. Yeah.
So
okay. No, you're right.
This would be templated when this creature enters the battlefield. Put 2+1/+1 counters on it if you gained life this turn.
So it feels like the trigger should go on the stack.
I would think so. Yes.
So like you would be able to stack it so Soul Warden goes off or Soul Sister goes off, and then this sees it. So hopefully that's right.
Yeah. If it was the other way, I think it would say if you gained life this turn. When this creature enters the battlefield, put 2+1/+1 counters on it.
Fair. Yeah.
So it should work that way.
Gotcha. So that does make it better.
Yep.
But you are right. You do want to have like an engine set up.
Mm-hmm.
So that like you're just gaining life.
Yeah.
For free or like on the cheap.
Even if it's an engine you have to put mana into, that's better than an engine that like you have to put cards into. Like if you have something that makes a food every turn so you can gain life, like, I mean, that's not ideal because you're not really doing anything but gaining life, but it's better than having to spend a card from your hand to just gain some life every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to move on to Lorehold?
Sure. Lorehold has flashback.
Oh, we know how that works.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
That's an easy one.
I mean, yeah. So it's on instants and sorceries. It lets you double cast stuff. Lorehold's thing is when cards leave the graveyard, do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So flashback gives you a way to have leave the graveyard built onto your cards.
Yep.
So it makes it a little bit easier to get that trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So our example is Molten Note, X red white for a sorcery. A Molten Note deals damage to target creature equal the amount of mana spent to cast this spell. Untap all creatures you control.
Oh, this card's actually kind of sweet.
It has flashback 6 red white. So it's like it's red white deal 2.
Yep. Untap all creatures you control.
Mm-hmm. So like post combat, it lets you like
Pseudo
block.
vigilance, kind of.
Yeah. And then flashback is deal 8,
Mm-hmm.
which is better kill everything.
Yep.
Um, I guess if you have like mana dorks, which red now gets mana dorks,
Mm-hmm.
like it untaps your mana dorks as like a ritual.
Yeah.
Like if you have like 3 mana dorks, it's like, oh, untap my idiots.
Yep.
So that's not nothing. It's not great, but
It's not
it's
nothing.
something. Um, yeah, so like I said, like flashbacks gonna let you just like trigger all your lore hold stuff.
Yep.
I will say that like just looking at stuff, there are a lot of really high mana values in this set.
Yeah.
It like better be slow.
Well, I mean, they're really none of the mechanics we've talked about are really like aggressive mechanics.
No, none of them care if you attack.
Like the only one that might be is the Silver Quill, but that could also be just playing a control deck.
Yeah.
So I don't think any of these are screaming aggressive to me. So
Yeah. Okay, what's our Quandrix one?
Quandrix is another paragraph. Increment is the keyword. So the example card is Cuboid Colony. Green blue for a 1/1 insect. It has flash and flying and trample, so flample. And it has increment. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So kind of evolve, but cares about mana value instead of power and toughness.
Mhm.
And that basically explains the mechanic right there. The mechanic is increment. It just cares about how much mana you spent to cast the spell, and if it's more mana than the creature has power or toughness, yeah, you put a counter on it, so it's harder to trigger next time. I think the only gotcha here is that this ability checks twice.
Oh, it checks
So
on
it
cast and on resolution.
well, it checks when you cast the spell to see if the trigger gets put on the stack.
Mm-hmm.
And then it checks again when the trigger resolves that this creature's power is still less than the mana value.
So like if your creature got pumped
Right.
for some, like if your opponent pumped your creature to avoid the counter or whatever.
Or like if this was a 1/1 and you cast like 3 2-mana spells,
Oh,
like one
yeah,
after another, you would only get 1 counter because by the time the other 2 resolve, it would already have gotten bigger.
Yeah, they have done like an interesting job. There's like a rare that does this as well, where they're like, it's like 1 mana 1/1. So then you cast like a 2-drop and then it triggers.
Yep.
And then you cast a 3-drop and it triggers again. This is a like 2 mana 1/1. So next turn you cast a 3-drop. Now you gets a counter. Like they
Right.
kind of like curve into like the next spell you cast should trigger it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like having to kind of do extra work.
Yep.
So that is interesting. But yeah, like the checking on resolution, I hadn't thought about the like, almost like if it was like a counter war or something, right?
Yeah.
Where you like cast the 2-drop, they counter it, and then you counter back. You would get 2 triggers,
Right.
but the first trigger would not resolve.
Yeah, it would check and say nope, we're good.
Yeah.
Again, same for Opus. This cares about the mana spent to cast the spell. So flashback works the exact same way here. Thalia attacks works the exact same way here. Kicker works the exact same way here. Ward does not.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. Next step, they tried to fix a terrible mechanic. See if they did it.
Yep.
We have Paradigm. So this is where the lessons are in the set.
There's a cycle of 5 of them, I think it says.
Yes. So we have Improvisational Capstone. It is 5 red red for a sorcery lesson. Exile. Wait, let's read this. Text is small. Exile from the top of your library until you exile cards with total mana value 4 or greater. You may cast any number of spells from among them without paying their mana costs. It has Paradigm. And, okay, this is, then exile this spell. After you first resolve a spell with this name, you may cast a copy of it from exile without paying its mana cost at the beginning of each of your first main phases. So this is, what was the name of the Kamigawa mechanic? Epic.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think I know that one. I didn't see any play, right? It was just bad.
It got played in one deck. Remember Dovescape?
Oh,
Like,
boy, do I.
that's like
Yeah.
a C tier like modern deck. So Epic was when you cast the spell, you got to cast it for free every turn, but that was the last spell you got to cast that game. So this does the same thing where every turn you get to cast this spell, but it you get to play the game as normal.
Right.
But you just get this spell over and over and over again.
Well, you have to pay for it though, right? Oh no, you don't.
No, you just get to keep casting this. Once you hit 7 once, you get a spell that is worth 7 mana, worth in air quotes 7 mana.
Right.
For free.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think like this card without Paradigm isn't worth 7 mana, so.
No. It's worth 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 probably.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess 5 or 6.
Because like you get to get cards and then you get to cast them for free.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just get to keep doing this over and over again and like generating that value, and then you also get to play your game as normal.
Yep.
So, like, if you can get to the big splashy thing, it's probably pretty cool. But doesn't feel like it is a like constructed mechanic.
Probably not.
Like it's a like do this in limited and hopefully win the game.
It's a commander card.
Probably, yes. Though I will say, we have written off some cards as commander cards.
That is true.
And then just been like, oh, I guess this is the best thing to do in 60 card formats for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but I think you're right. Like the white one's not great.
This is the only one I've read.
Yeah, it's not. This one's not great. Do they have all of them up? Let's see. So the white one is like 5 mana, reanimate a non-land. It's 6 mana. Sorry, 7 mana. Return target non-land permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Paradigm. Like for 7 mana, like you can do better than that, I think.
Yeah.
The blue one is make a copy of target creature you control.
Yeah.
Every turn. Not great because it doesn't target like your opponent's stuff. We've seen the red one. I've not seen the black one
or the green
or the green one. So I don't think they've been spoiled yet.
Okay.
But yeah. It is.
Is it kind of a stretch to call this a mechanic? If it's only on a cycle of 5 cards at Mythic, couldn't they just have written that on the card and not called it a mechanic?
Yeah, but like with Epic, they did. Like Epic's only on 5 cards.
Oh, okay.
Like,
maybe this should have been Opus.
Yeah, like I could see that as well. Where you're just like, this is my magnum opus of thing. Yeah, Epic is only on 5 cards.
Yeah.
It was That's what it is. Enduring Ideal was the one that got played.
Yeah.
And you would go get Dovescape.
Yeah.
So then your opponent could never cast any spells that only cast doves.
Yeah.
And you'd go get the thing that turned you into a dragon.
Yeah. Man, what a weird deck.
Simpler times.
Yeah. All right, we got
God of Souls, Ragavan. Enduring Ideal? No? Okay.
No. We
All right, what's up next?
kind of have two mechanics left.
Okay.
One of them is one that we obviously got right last time because we've had it before. It's Converge. Cares about the colors of mana spent to cast the spell. This is even the same card that we talked about last time. It's Rancorous Archaic. 5 mana 2/2 with Trample and Reach. And it has Converge. This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter for each color of mana spent to cast it. So if you're mono green and you just cast a 5 mana 3/3, if you're 4 colors and you can spend 4 colors to cast this, it's a 5 mana 6/6.
Yay.
Yay. You're doing it. I mean, it's just a limited common, so I wasn't expecting a ton out of it, but Converge is easy. It just cares about the colors that you spent to cast the spell. The only thing that might get tricky is it makes you care more about what colors of mana you're using. Like generic, it makes generic costs on other cards matter more. Because like maybe you left the wrong mana up for your Converge.
Yeah, it does probably raise the value of off-color duels. Right? If you are Prismari, like you want to get like the red-white land because it'll give you an extra color
for a Converge, yeah.
For your Converge stuff. But like a dual land that is double off-color doesn't help you kind of at all.
Right.
Because you can only get one of those two colors off of it.
Right.
So you like, you much rather like value the one that touches one of your colors. Yeah, it's kind of whatever.
It's kind of whatever. That's all there is to it. And then the other one also isn't really a mechanic.
Okay.
Book.
Book. So much like food.
Book.
It's just book.
Yep.
It has nothing tied to it.
Right.
Like all foods kind of have the same like thing. This is just it's a book. Are we gonna go back and like make Jam de Tome artifact book?
It did say that they're going to go back and make some cards books.
Neat.
Yep.
So, I look forward to my next cube, where it's like La Biblioteca, and it's just all books. Would you like to play my cube of the Biblioteca?
Yep.
Yes, but book.
As far as I can tell, there's no book token. As far as I can tell, there's nothing that cares about books.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I haven't seen anything that's like, if you have a book, do a thing.
Very weird.
Also, again, them and their like naming bag here. Terrafractal.
I mentioned that in the pre-show last week.
Oh yeah, I just it's like, okay, guys. Also,
I thought that was pretty good. I appreciated that one.
It is pretty good. I would say, like, we may or may not do the archetypes.
Yeah.
But if you didn't play Strixhaven last time, the best archetype by far was Teamer.
Okay.
Because, like, blue-red was full of all these enormous, like, spells. And then blue-green was full of ramp.
Right. To let you cast all your enormous spells.
Yeah, and just looking at this, it feels like blue-green is full of ramp.
Oh, it definitely is. And
blue-red has got like a bunch of like enormous mana sinky kind of like spells in it.
Yeah.
So you may want to just look at, like, can I get, like, use the blue and green cards to get big mana and then pay them off with
Giant
my,
red
like,
spells.
giant red spells. Yeah, exactly. There's not, I thought there was one that was like, it was very similar to a spell last time. It was like a 7-drop blue red spell that was like make 2/3/3 flyers, like 2/3/3 tokens.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like unofficially spoiled, or I hallucinated it. All options.
Yeah.
But like things like that, where it's like, oh, like how am I ever gonna cast this? And it's like, oh well, you see, uh, you're just gonna like ramp into it with all of this
Yeah,
blue
you're just
green
gonna
ramp.
have all of your mana anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna have all of your mana, and like the blue and green's gonna fix your mana. You will be fine. Cast the enormous thing.
Yep.
But it also feels like red white has a lot of enormous things as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think this is going to be a slow format.
agreed. It does feel like it's just like enormous, like battle cruiser enormous magic, which was kind of the last format, right? Like, you would try to like silver quill, and they would like remove your things, and then your cards didn't do anything,
Yeah.
and then they were just like enormous finisher, and you're like, okay, cool, thanks. And this feels like it's gonna be similar. Oh, just random card. Did you see Rapturous Moment?
No, what's that?
It's 4 blue red for a sorcery. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. Add blue blue red red red.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
It's like, please find a cost reducer and make me free.
You can copy it with that.
With that guy that sacrifices an artifact.
Yeah, or the foretell card.
The foretell card.
Yeah, isn't there a foretell card that's like?
Oh yeah, that's like the fork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get all of the mana.
Or Saffron was like 1,000-year storm.
Sure.
I mean, yes, but
Speaking of though, I think it's kind of, we were talking about what can and can't be a mechanic, right? With the last card there. It's weird that we have a cycle of 5 cards with a brand new mechanic just for those 5 cards. But then the 5 dragons each have a returning old mechanic.
Yeah.
So we have
it's the only place that they are there.
Yeah. Cascade on Quandrix, Miracle on Lorehold, Affinity on Witherbloom, Storm on Prismari, and Casualty on Silverquill.
And like, I don't know. Those other ones are like, yeah, these are like old classic mechanics, and then like
Casualty.
do you have nostalgia for New Capenna yet?
Yeah. Do
Too
you remember
soon?
Obnix?
Yeah, remember Rob Nicholas? Remember that card Brian spent a bunch of money on and then went to like 0?
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farmers remembers.
Yeah.
And does not like it. Yeah, but it is funny that like, hey, here's this brand new mechanic, and then these guys are just like, here are like 4 mechanics that are at least like 10 years, 12 years old.
Right.
Older than that. Like
Older
these
than
are
that,
all.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've been married for that
I think
long.
the
God.
newest one is Miracle.
Yeah, and that's from Dark
Everson
Ascension?
Restored?
Or Avison Restored, one of
Yeah.
those. Not Innistrad, one of the other 2.
Yeah. I think it was Everson Restored.
Yeah, that's the newest, and then Casualty, which was like from 5 years ago.
Was it even 5 years ago?
Was it? No, maybe not. All right, Streets of New Capenna survey says you were released in when? Oh, released 2/22. Sorry, 4/29/22.
4 years ago.
So 4 years ago. Do you miss it? No?
Do you have fond memories of it?
Do you want to play blue-white in limited, please? Do you want to play this 3-color set that you only have to play 2 of the colors to like have the best deck? No? Oh well, too bad. So like we said, looking at the mechanics, it feels slow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which I usually like those kind of formats better.
Yep.
Like this, and it does seem like from again we've seen a little over like 2/3 of the set.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like they have done a reasonable job of like um making it so like Opus works
Right.
and having spells to make sure that the other spells matter mechanic works
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So that is good that there are like kind of training wheels on it
Mm-hmm.
where like, hey, yeah, we know we could have not given you enough spells, but we did.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, there's a bunch of creatures that are spells to trigger the things.
Right.
So it kind of does everything that you want. Um, in the in the word Safford in the area of in the realm of lower rarity cards, we talked about this on the pre-show. Flow State
Yep.
is like the one color expressive iteration.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit more work. And did you see Fractal Anomaly?
I didn't. What's that one?
It is blue for an instant. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token and put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of cards you've drawn this turn.
Oh, wow.
Like Brainstorm,
Yeah.
Fractal Anomaly,
Get a 4/4.
get like a 4/4. Um,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Also, uh, in like the Madness deck,
Oh, yeah.
where you're just like churning through your hand, like Burning Inquiry into this,
Yeah.
right? It's not, it's as big as a hollow one,
Mm-hmm.
but it costs 1 mana.
Oh, I mean, actually, it works good with cycling, too.
Mm-hmm. Like Street Wraith and play this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just an interesting card that like it's
Yeah.
1 mana. Those have a history of like being better than you think.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we're not gonna burn all of our single card
Save it
evaluations.
for next week or the week after.
Yeah. So with that, I think we got a show.
We got a show.
So if you have other single cards you want us to go through, please let us know. Facebook, Discord, email, Blue Sky, Twitter, X, all those places. Come in, let us know. The links are in the description. Let us know what you want us to talk about and what cards you want us to talk about.
Absolutely. I look forward to hearing from you. If you want to support the show, you can do so via our Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Head over there, chip a couple bucks in. Check out our pre-show, unshow. Check out the show notes. Support us at the same time. We would appreciate it.
Yeah. So with that, we'll catch you on the internets.
We will catch you on the internets.